Hello, I'm Malcolm Haslett.
And I'm Janice Baker. A huge proportion of Australian families today came from somewhere else. So it's good to remember our roots by celebrating them like the Italian festival, which began in 1976.
It's amazing. And if you're from another country, how easy is it to begin again in this one? Next on our time. I have a question for you.
Oh, here we go.
When you came from England, did you find it hard to sort of assimilate as a kid into this country?
I guess. I mean, I was 13, so it was a huge pull from leaving all of my friends and then settling.
Well, the familiarity of town and country, I suppose, as well. That would be the hard thing.
Yeah.
Well, our first guests on this episode of Our Time are Diwakar Pandy and Sujata Pandy too, because they're Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you very much. Hello, Malcolm. Hello, Janice.
It's lovely to have you both with us.
Hello.
Now, I wish you had have dressed up today because really, just wearing these plain clothes.
You look fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And this isn't because you came from Dulwich in South Australia, it's because you originally came from, I love this exotic location.
We came from Nepal. Small
But
country.
where in Nepal?
It's the capital, Kathmandu.
Kathmandu. See, when I was a kid, you heard this name and you imagined this exotic country and this exotic city.
It's a beautiful country. Small but very beautiful.
It is small,
Yeah.
but is it cold?
Yeah,
Because you're in the mountains.
Winters are cold, but if I compare the weathers, it's similar like the Adelaide.
Is it? Does it get as hot as or hotter?
Yes. It
Okay.
goes like 30, 35,
Okay.
not like 45.
Okay.
Now, he came here. Would you have come here if you didn't know him?
I
There's a
wouldn't
question.
probably.
Probably.
Yes, I wouldn't.
So let's tell your backstory because it's really interesting. So you were just a young, strapping man and you decided to go out into the world and
Yeah.
what did you do?
So I was 21. I just decided to go somewhere else to find my destination. I packed my bag and
And you came to Australia, but did you come to Australia to go to uni originally?
yes. I applied. I came to the Queensland and I applied for doing a nursing there, and I completed my nursing. I moved to Adelaide 2013. Then I did my bachelor in nursing.
And why did you move to Adelaide?
I applied to the university. I applied everywhere, but the Adelaide, they selected me.
They took you?
Yeah.
Did they know what they were getting? But once you'd sorted all that out, what did you then do?
I came here. Yeah, she was with me every time.
Yeah, I support him for his further study, and yeah.
But first of all, you came out by yourself.
Yes.
And then you went back home again.
And is that when you met, when you went back, or did you know each other before?
We knew each other before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So he went back and married
get
you
married.
and brought you over here.
that's right.
It's amazing. So why nursing?
Because there's no nursing study for the boys back home.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's no male nursing there.
So this is a really weird question in many ways to ask, but where would you prefer to be?
In terms of what?
Living?
Definitely, I spent my 10 years here in Australia, and I have learned a lot of things, and I've done the study here, so I think I'll start my future in Australia.
Well, you really have, haven't you?
Yeah.
And how have you coped with the change from coming from over there to here?
Well, it was hard leaving all the family and came here. Yeah, but I was brave enough. I thought that I would handle myself because I had beautiful husband who always support me all the time, no matters anything. Yeah, no matters ups and downs. Yeah.
Was it hard for you both to find work though? Because if you're at uni, you're obviously spending a lot of hours at uni studying.
Absolutely. University full-time students mean 20 hours study, and we only have 20 hours working rights. So it was hard, and the university fees are a little bit higher in here. So it was hard. It has been a struggle.
So you've had to both do the study thing and
Yeah.
keep employment, both of you,
Yeah, absolutely.
so that you can live a
Yeah.
comfortable life in
Yeah.
real terms. But then you both decided, okay, so you've now become a registered nurse.
I am, yes.
And you've done so much work in aged care as
That's
well.
right.
And then you both got this brilliant idea, which is...
To open a shop, a business in Adelaide for the Nepalese community, the community that I come from.
So could you not find the produce that you wanted here anyway? Did you decide that you would open your own shop so that you could supply for yourself and for
And
the
for-
Nepalese community?
Community.
So in the area that we are living now, there is no business there who is serving the Nepalese community. There's one which is around 40 or 50 kilometers away.
Okay.
But my friends and family, they're looking for some shops or
Yeah.
supermarket who can supply their choices.
And you brought some things in, and where are they? We've lost them. Phil, I think they've
Somewhere
left
there.
them over there. Because I was really interested to see,
Yeah.
you know, the type of packaging
Yeah, sure.
is totally different to what we have here. And walking through the supermarket is really... Oh, thank you very much. That's Phil, our floor manager. Did we see him?
No.
Oh, I'm glad of that because he had no makeup on.
a lot of the spices and
Dish?
yes, for the worshipping.
For the works.
Worship.
That's the hat.
For the
That's it.
religious
Looks good on you.
It does, but I've got a big head.
Religious purpose.
Yeah.
That's like the Italian pasta.
Oh, well, these are things that we're familiar with, obviously. Noodles.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I like this chopping.
That's the instant
Yeah.
noodles.
More instant noodles.
Instant noodles.
Well,
yeah.
they've got, at least they've got English words
Yeah,
on them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Janice, do you want to grab a
the
few
English
things and we'll
flavours.
have a look what else is here? I've never seen that before.
It's the beaten rice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice and crunchy.
Pickles?
Pickles, yes.
Completely
it's plum
different.
sauce.
Plum sauce?
Yes, sweet
Oh,
plum
my favourite. I
sauce.
love plum
Yeah.
sauce.
We'll keep that one.
No, you can't do that.
That's
more
exactly
noodles.
the one.
Yes. Oh, look, we're doing well
Oh,
here.
what do we have? This
Oh, I
is
love
more
that.
worship.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
that's
goddess Ganesh. We call Ganesh.
Ganesh?
Yeah, it's specialized for good luck
And prosperity.
and prosperity.
So
yeah.
you definitely have this in your shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And we are bringing more stuff from home. It's
Yeah.
on the way.
It's on
Now,
the
here's
way.
home.
Yeah.
You mean you bring it from overseas now? Have to say that.
From the motherland.
Homeland, motherland.
Yes.
That's correct. Motherland.
Masala. I know what masala.
That's so it's for the similar to the dim sum, but with the Nepalese flavors.
Yeah.
Called
Right.
momo.
And
Mama
the,
masala.
Momo also.
how
That's
different
right.
is Nepalese food to
That's the
Indian
Gautam
food?
Buddha. Yeah,
It's
he was
different,
born
but it's similar. It's not same, but it's similar.
And obviously, you're trying to let people know that you're running this new enterprise, and are you the keeper of the door? Do you have to look after it all?
Yes, we both look after. Yeah.
But what if you're off nursing all day? Do you then go and do a shift in the shop?
No, I will be doing my job as the first priority, but that will be my second priority. But she will be the in charge.
Will you have
Sure.
other people to help you?
Yes, I think we are looking to hire a few people
Yeah.
as a casually
Yeah,
when we both are in working.
because once
Fantastic.
people know where you are,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah.
be run off your
Well,
feet.
now, there's a Facebook address, so people can connect with you through Facebook,
Yeah.
which is right here on the screen in front of us, and that means that they can actually contact you directly and find out what all your things are. Do you have specials? you
Yes,
thought
we
of
do
that
have
yet?
a special. So
But you've also got vegetables and
fruits.
fruit
Yes,
and
yes.
milk and,
And goat meat.
Go to meet.
of course. Look, we're gonna keep chatting away
Yes.
here, but we have another guest coming up in a moment, and we're going to find out about the Italian festival.
Yes.
But can you stay with us till the end of the show? There's a few more questions I
We
want
will.
to ask you,
No,
Yes.
and we'll be back shortly with. Well, Alex, he prefers to be called Alex, and he's telling us about the 1976 exhibition from the Italian festival.
Whoa.
We'll see you then.
back with our next guest who's...
Yes, is Alessandro Gardini, who is going to talk to us about the beginnings of the Italian festival here in South Australia. Welcome.
Thank you.
You were there.
I was there. I joined it a bit late in 75. They started practicing in 74. And then a choir was started in 73, the Italian Choral Society. And they wanted something big. There were people that sang in churches. And you know, Catholic churches are not really the best places to in South Australia for singing. Anglicans are better, actually.
There you go. I never knew that.
Yes, and so they wanted something more challenging, and they decided on a festival. And at that time, the Italian community was getting to the point where there were 30,000 people born in Italy, 15,000 kids in the schools going through. The first generation of university students, there was a university students, tertiary students association, the first course in Italian at Flinders University. And
this is all in the early 1970s.
Yes, and the Flinders University had put on plays in 75 by a very famous playwright by the name of Dario Fo. He got a Nobel Prize. Very lefty, but very funny. So we knew we had drama. We knew that the choir could sing. The question was, could you get other people? And there's also a very strong dance group from Friuli. The Friuli is a northeast part of Italy, and it's an autonomous region. And autonomous regions tend to really be strong on folk dancing, folk culture, the local language, because they really want to be a separate nation sometime.
Right, yeah.
Then they realise it's probably better to be part of the mainstream.
Yes.
But the important thing here is that because the Italian community had come into South Australia, as they did in every state, of course, because I think it's Victoria has a huge community.
Oh, yes.
But we're talking particularly about this festival. So there was this big community wanting a touch of home, I guess, wanting to hear the language, the music, the style of dance, the things that reminded...
Most of them had built clubs, regional ones and so on, and they did their things behind closed doors almost.
Yes.
This was multiculturalism in the good old days. You could do anything as long as you didn't wave the flag too much.
But they're all sort of separated from the general community.
And even from each other.
Yes.
Because after that you get the coordinating Italian committee being formed. Before that they relied on the Italian consulate to bring them together.
Right. So who came up with the idea, do you know?
The Italian Choral Art Society. A fellow called Papalia was, Joseph Frederick Papalia was the president. The deputy, the second, who became actually the chairman of the festival, was Joe Baldino. He was a magistrate later. And Lina Visentin was the daughter of a cherry growing in the hills. And Guido Coppola was a wonderful tenor who then finished up lecturing in music. He started
Guido.
Yes,
he started with 5 years of schooling and did a master's degree here.
Amazing.
Amazing group of people. They got the Fogola Fulan, the dancers in, and they got Flinders University in. And then they found a musical director, Ken Jameson from TAFE. And he started getting them involved with the Australian musical scene. At the end, we had 15 different concerts and recitals. And the biggest one was at the first Saturday. It was Verdi's Requiem. It's a huge work.
Yes.
It required 4 major singers, and they were all people of international repute. The orchestra was part of the Adelaide Symphony. The director was again the director of Adelaide Symphony, and they sang with another choir, which was probably the oldest choir around, which was the Adelaide, Choral Society.
Right.
I traced them back to 1898.
Amazing.
So they were old
truly
Adelaide families, I think.
Yes.
And here's this bunch of workers.
So it's interesting because now there's this exhibition. We've got some photographs of some of the things that are in the exhibition,
Yes.
starting with the actual poster for the exhibition. So It's on until the middle of February in 2018. And where can people see the exhibition?
Kintel Avenue, the Migration Museum. If you haven't been there, you should, because it was quite an institution.
So these are some of the photos. So
That's the opening. That's that's King William Road there, and there's the Festival Theatre. We had this opening the same day as as Verdi, and that meant that the conductor was a bit angry with us.
Oh, no.
And here are some girls that in costume.
Yes, these. We marched down King William Street, and there were 20 clubs, and there were 60 schools involved. So a number of the schools sent their kids, and people dug up their uniforms. That's David Tonkin, who subsequently became Premier of South Australia.
Yes.
And the gentleman he's shaking hands with in traditional costume.
That wasn't traditional costume. That is a carabiniere, Italian policeman.
Oh, okay.
They arrest you.
Very attractive. Here's Don Dunstan looking a bit different.
Very glum. But he opened,
serious.
Amici Italiani!
Ah, yes, well,
and everybody clapped.
that.
That is Bruno Moretti. He was the treasurer of the organisation, and he's in the dancing costume of the Friuli region. There's another carabiniere.
The cops are coming.
The cops are coming.
Cops are coming.
Whenever there are big functions, these fellows who are in retirement come out with a uniform and stand next to important people. When we opened the exhibition, they stood next to the governor, and the governor was very, very uncomfortable because these two were much taller than those two. They were 6 foot something.
Yeah, and with the big hats too.
Oh, yes, and the poor governor looked up and said, "What are you doing here?"
Now, this festival, and the reason that there's, we've got a few bits and pieces here, because and the amazing thing is that there were so many performances and so many things. This is a bit like watching. Sorry, I'll just hold it that way. This is a bit like looking at flies walking across paper, because there is so many things there. They had to make the print so small.
Yes.
That was the program.
Yes.
There were exhibitions.
There was a travelling exhibition that went right through Australia.
Yep.
Of artists.
Which sort of gives a bit of information inside about the people involved, the artists involved. But this one here is a special.
Well, we just coincided the festival with two of the traditional Italian feasts. Every village in Italy almost has a patron saint. Governments change, but the church stays there. So the patron saint becomes the symbol of the town.
Yes.
And on the day of the patron saint, you have a hell of a party. You go to mass first, of course.
So,
Yes, of course.
so we can see the religious icon.
This is the Virgin Martyrs. The Virgin was the statue was taken out to Port Adelaide on the boat.
Yes.
From the church. And they blessed the fleet. There wasn't much fleet left by then. But there were two bishops, the Archbishop of Adelaide and the Bishop of Bari there, blessing their congregation.
Is that right?
And did they throw things into the ocean or some garlands?
No, that's the Greeks.
That's
I'm not sure
sorry.
about.
We're the wrong side of the pond.
The Greeks throw the cross, and then young men die for the.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Yes.
Now, the interesting thing about this is, of course, that the festival has changed over the years. This was like the initial enormous bash.
And it was, we relied so much on volunteerism. I think we had, 1,000 volunteers in the Italian community. We may have had 1,000 people from the arts community of South Australia coming in, because Italian music was easy, and we had 7 plays, and so we had two Australian groups.
It was like another festival of arts, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was quite huge, but we did it with $22,000, so virtually every cent came from volunteerism, and we didn't have any staff, so that if things happened, it was because people are wonderful. Really, it was a miracle. It was wonderful to actually see our own community coming together, but then all these people that we thought were a bit distant from us
joined in too.
Joined in. I was used to. I never mixed with Italians, mostly because I came so early, just in 1950, that I went to school without any Italians. But most of the others had come in big groups. And
so some of them would have known each other as well, or come over together and formed a community there.
This is where you
just made an interesting point, though. You came over early.
I was a refugee.
Oh, okay.
My part of Italy became Yugoslavia. And so we had, in fact, another man from my region. I wasn't there representing the region. I was representing a lobby group called the Italian Education Movement. We pushed for the Italian radio, and we got the first Italian program, half an hour on 5UV. It was called Radio Paesani. And now there's an Italian radio station in this
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
You see, this is the advantage of community.
There you go.
Yeah, this is the advantage of community radio and television, the fact that people can still communicate with the people that they were either born with, brought up with, or societies like this. But now the festival has changed quite dramatically.
It's more
Do you
it's
think
more
that's
down to size where you can handle it.
right, but do you think that's because the community is now sort of assimilated much more into general society?
Well, you know, people can get Italian television, and many have the dish up there, and they get Thai television. You can Google it and look at Italian television.
Exactly.
So you can actually be in contact with culture, at least through television, and so it's much, and the music the same. I mean, in the good old days, you'd have to buy a disc, and it was only with one song in it in those days.
Yes.
I mean,
Now you can download.
You know, the LP only
Yes.
came in probably in the 70s, and at that stage, people were getting cassettes for the first time, so they could see Italian films. And the Capri film cinema, a couple of cinemas showed Italian films, but there wasn't much there. There was just the.
But now you see you have the Italian Film Festival, which is on recently too,
Yes.
and that's an annual thing, isn't
And
it? Every
you see,
year.
that
It's
film
just
festival,
everywhere.
there was a film festival there, but those were really the top-notch films. I don't think many Italians went to them because they were really for the art,
Yes.
the arty films.
Well, look, just stay with us for a moment. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be back in a tick. Welcome back.
Yes, we're back.
All our guests are here. We're just talking about your shop again because it's had an opening and there's lots of people coming through. And what communities are coming through? Many local people, or is it mostly people from Nepal?
At the timing, we are focusing mainly on the Nepalese community. Plus, we'll be adding Indian communities, people from the Middle East, because we'll be selling rice, spice, and the Middle
I
East.
love your Australian accent.
So we'll be serving a lot of communities.
And I
in
guess
one
when you
shop.
do have these people coming through, well, as you are having, they would be asking you for certain produce, and then you can source that for
we
them.
will continually adding those products in our shop.
It's a big job for you. You have to work out the prices of everything and load the computer up with everything. And
Yes,
So
that's
we'll be
right.
micromanaging.
Yes, well, that's all right. Did you have experience with this before?
Well, yeah, I used to work in Nepalese shop in Penang for 3 years. I worked there.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so I
it's
got
not
more-
unfamiliar to you having to do all of this?
No, it's not.
You see, it's the wife working.
As did your wife, Pamela. Is that
Yes, she was
Pamela?
working, and then within a week of us getting married, I volunteered there to become another secretary to the festival, and the secretaries, of course, had to do a lot of the writing. We had no staff. So
I
Pamela
volunteered her. I like that.
Well, actually, she was a language teacher and came over here and worked for the Commonwealth Education Department. But we were working, all of us, and then finding.
But your social life became very busy there.
Our social life became a nightmare in some ways.
Well, I suppose that's the same for you. Setting up the shop,
Yes.
that's really all you've had time to do, I guess.
Yes, we
Because you
are.
started from absolutely nothing.
Yes, we started from the scratch, and it took longer than the expected.
Okay.
As things do.
They do, but I love the fact that it's a Nepalese shop, and just explain where it is, in what little shopping...
So it is located in the
Edwardstown.
Edwardstown. So California code 56 to 58 Dawes Road, Edwardstown 5039.
No, I wasn't going to go that far. It was just it's a Nepalese shop in a Californian shopping mall.
That's
It's
in the Dawes Road.
next to a Chinese restaurant and an Indian
Indian
restaurant.
restaurant.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, look, you don't have to go on holidays anywhere.
No,
There's a small
go to
paradise in there.
Edwardstown.
Yeah.
I like that very much. Now, just remember, you can follow us on Facebook and you can download any of the shows that you'd like to see again on YouTube. Is that right?
Yes, it's
What's the
right.
address, Janice?
YouTube on YouTube. It's Our Time TV.
It is. That's correct.
That's correct.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
What's the email address?
Thank you. Don't throw me there. You give that
Outlook
one.
TV. Look, it's there. It's right there
Well,
on the
it
screen.
is. You can
Look at the
read
screen. It's right there. So until next time, thank you so much to all of our guests for this episode. And we're going to see you and we're going to say goodbye in 3 seconds. Say it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for inviting
Keep
us.
yourselves nice.